In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how my student Vig went from struggling and trying to find a system that best suits him to finally getting consistent payouts within a year. Vig, you just had yet another payout. I believe it was five and some change. He just got funded again, I think yesterday, the day before, with Top Step. I have just so much going in my mind where I don't even remember, but I know you got a nice payout from Titan. Um, I've seen you getting paid out countless amounts of times since you've been in the group. So I was like, why not have you on here? You talk about your success, you talk about your journey, you talk about who you are, where you came from, and what you do currently. So, Vig, welcome. Welcome, everybody.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me on here.
What first got you into trading, bro? Like, talk to me. Like the first thing, what happened?
So uh, it was just like a random, YouTube algorithm to be honest. So the first, my first official mentor was Doyle. I think I joined his Discord sometime in 2022. I spent at least 7 months there, didn't get anywhere. Not due to, his strategy or the way he trades. It's just his strat wasn't compatible with mine. Mostly because, I would enter at the break of candle and then 20% drawdown immediately. That hurt my emotions. So I didn't get anywhere with that. And I think you also put a lot of, the same tags in your videos, supply and demand, forex, etc., etc. So YouTube algorithm put me on one of your videos, and I started getting into those. Those videos were there's a lot of free sauce you're putting in those videos. You know, so I thought it was pretty good. And at that time, your course was like dirt cheap. I think it was like 175 or something like that. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just buy it, see what happens. So I bought that in May 2023. And I spent, like 7 months just grinding it out, learning from the course, learning from your live trading sessions, like how approach the market, uh, what you see, etc., etc. And yeah, I got my first funded account in December with the three letters that are not to be said around here, TFT, but never got a payout with them. Not because they went under, just because I fucked that account. But yeah, what I learned from that is, just because you have initial success in the markets, it doesn't mean anything. That's uh that's the toughest part in trading. You can't like past successes the day before, the week before, they don't mean anything. Every day is a new day, right? So yeah, after that I kind of took some time off to go over what happened, and I got refunded with top tier trader in May, and that's when I had my first payout. So after that I mean of course I've blown a few funded accounts since then, but my the I've definitely made more payouts than I paid in evaluation since that point.
Profitable. So do you ever see yourself going into personal account? Like once you hit a certain amount in payouts, do you feel like you would perform better on a live account, or do you think you want to stick to fundeds?
I think once anybody gets to the point where they can put in 50K into a personal account, I think that is the way to go. But for now, I'm comfortable with just prop firms.
Yeah, cheap, low risk, and you can make a lot of money doing so.
Yeah, and also I do trade for currencies as well. I'm not comfortable with putting my money in a personal forex broker. So that's also another personal reason for me to stick with firms for now.
I don't trust them either, so I went to trade bait. Good.
Yeah, trade away is legit for sure, but
Yeah, can't trade currencies on there.
yeah, exactly.
I think you trade like EU on there, actually. I think they have the EU
Mm.
futures.
I've seen that. It's like 6E or something.
Yeah,
But you're like the contract value is so low. It's like I don't see the point. I just rather trade EU on Forex.
right. Good. If it works, why switch it? So going into your trading day, right? What's your routine? Do you just wake up and hop on the charts, or do you have like a a set routine going into the charts?
So there's I'm in Canada, so 3 hours ahead, 3 hours ahead of Jello's standard time zone.
Yeesh.
So since I also trade Forex, I have to wake up at around 5 a.m., which is 8 a.m. for Angelo. Uh, so five to 6:30 is when typically the best move in Forex happens. So I focus on Forex currencies exclusively on in that time period, and then around 6:20, then I'll look at NAS, gold, and US 30. But yeah, I pretty much just wake up at 5, do look over the pairs and see what the market has to offer.
So continuing with more so your routine, do you think anything in your outside life has helped you with your routine within trading? Because I feel like success stems from having a daily routine, right? It stems from you being consistent with doing the same thing every single day. So, do you do something on a daily basis that keeps you in line and intact with your routine on the charts?
Yeah, well, for me, my daily routine is trade from 5 to 7:30 and then good go to my 9 to 5. That's that's my daily routine,
Okay.
it keeps me grounded. He's when you constantly see uh like how much more you can potentially make in Forex compared to your day job, I'd say it's pretty motivating. But I'm also a mechanical engineer by trade, so I do sort of like what I do in my 9 to 5.
But and do you feel like
So yeah, that's my routine.
having an income or a job outside of trading helps you perform better with trading? Because I feel like some people they try to force money out of the market. They try to make a living out of trading when they don't even have an income, outside of trading. They're broke, they can't pay expenses, and they rely on, I don't know, getting rich off trading very quickly. Do you feel like having a job also grounds you within your trading?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think I've said this many times, but it's really tough to perform in these markets if you have financial pressure. Um, it's already hard enough to be profitable. Why would you add financial pressure to that one? For me, I personally never tried to rely on this as my sole source of income. I've always I've been an engineer since like 2016, so that's a high paying job to begin with. So that it didn't really phase me when I lost evaluations, so because of that. And yeah, I think, unless until you have, a year or so worth of history of being profitable, you should not quit your day job.
Yeah, 100%. Good. Um,
And Biren, yes, my family is from there.
do you feel, what do you, please mute your mic, my boy. Damn, I just got lost in my own thoughts. What do you feel like helped you most within your training? Do you feel like it was more so your system, or was it more so your risk management, or both?
Uh, it's definitely risk management. Um, there's so many trading strategies out there. You can be profitable with, trading trend lines, support resistance, whatever you want to. Obviously I trade your strategy, but it none of it matters if you're taking like 4% losses per day. So in my opinion, risk management is the main thing. And sticking to a sticking to a mechanical
Dude,
system.
what's
So
up?
whatever trading strategy you trade, it should be repeatable and you should be able to identify it before hopping into the trade. I used to trade impulsively before I was funded. That didn't work out at all. Um, but yeah, for me personally, I try to stick to 2% loss days at most, or two trades per day.
Yeah, because I feel some people they try to go for the home runs where you're consistent, bro. Like you posted your full your full history, right, for the payout, and you had losses, but the wins exceeded the losses. Where some people they don't want to control their losses. So I feel like any strategy works, but the real thing is if you don't have risk in play, bro, you're never going to be successful. I see most people blowing their accounts because they don't know how to properly risk. They over risk, they overtrade. You have a set system of okay, I'm going to take two trades max per day. They both lose, I'm done. Where so if you take a win, are you done?
No, I'm a little bit greedy, so if I if I win immediately, and I usually go for 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 R. It's just what I found works best in a prop firm setting. Especially in a prop firm setting, I don't think going for 1 to 5 or 1 to 4 is consistent in the long term. You want to get these base hits and get out of drawdown or ability buffer immediately in a prop firm setting. So yeah, once I win, once I take the first trade and it goes for a 1 to 2, I will take the second trade if it presents itself. But if I lose, I'll just take the 1 hour for the day and be done. But what it like it, when I've tracked my profitable days, uh, it's it can I can be up to 3 hour or 4 hour per day. So as long as I don't exceed 2 hour on a negative day, it usually balances itself out. So that's how it works out for me.
So I feel like tracking most or all of your trades helps you a lot. Do you feel like looking back, seeing the data within the trades, do you feel like that helped you get to where you're at now?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, I used to go for higher RRs, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, but the your win rate does go down with those. So for me, my sweet spot is 1 to 2, 1 to 3.
Right.
That's what I always go for nowadays. And I think it's important to also be journaling. I have a chat with myself on Discord. I just put all my stuff in there to kind of reflect. So I think everybody should be journaling for sure. And
100%.
also, if you plan your trades out and you make an effort to journal, it slows down your thinking and kind of reduces impulsive trading. That's what I also think.
Good. Accountability. So going into journals as well, do you feel like you have a select entry model that you like the most? Do you feel like you're able to understand where you're losing more, where you're winning more within your strategy standpoint, not just risk?
Uh, I I do trade a little bit riskier than what you teach in your entry models. Like sometimes I'll take supply and demand zones without that liquidity sweep. So yeah, of course I found out that those lose more, but sometimes they do win. And and I found out, if I manage risk, it's not a big deal. Like sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. And uh yeah, I have your four trading models, obviously, entry models, and then on top of that I have a few others. For example, it's ZM's Forex entry model for currencies. I found that to be very effective as well.
Good. Okay.
So yeah, I do have a few entry models. It's that uh, it honestly it's all supply and demand. It's there's so much similarities, but
About the same
yeah,
shit
it
at the end of the day.
yeah it works the same way for forex. It's just a few different things you got to look for.
Yeah. High frame, all that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
going back to entry models, do you feel like you have like on the entry models that you know are more risky, do you scale down on those? Do you have entry models that you risk full, or do you just risk full in every single entry model?
I risk 1% on every single entry. If I feel the need to scale down, that just means that it's not a good trade to begin with, if you know what I mean.
I
Either
like that.
just take the risk and see
I
what
like that.
happens.
Take the risk. I like
Yeah.
that. Going into psychology, right? How do you manage your emotions? Do you just say like it is what it is, win or loss, whatever?
It's for me personally, it's the size of the win it's the size of the loss per day. Like I've I found out for me if I stay within 2% per day, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't really affect my mood or anything, but if I exceed that, it does. So that's actually how I came to that number. Under 2%, I don't even care. It's as long as you follow your trading rules and you take setups that have confluences. If they lose, they lose. It is what it is.
Right.
Just keep taking them and the probability kind of favors you if you follow your system over the long term. You just have to not get your capital wiped out in 2 days.
Yeah, or a single day. So we have a question here. I'm gonna ask it. Has there been has there been times where you don't find a sub for days? How do you manage not be getting greedy and looking for subs when they aren't there?
Uh, right now I trade 7 pairs, so yeah, I've never had a day where there's no setup. Like I trade GU, EU, USD CAD, AU, and then NAS, Gold, and USD. So it's been a while since I've had a no trade day, to be honest. There's always something presenting itself. Like 5 to 6:30 for me, I focus on those first four currency pairs, and after that it's the three indices gold.
Mhm. Okay. So do you feel like having an actual hourly standpoint within your session helps you a lot? Because a lot of people, they will trade the entire session, right? Do you feel like having a certain time frame throughout that session has helped you?
Uh, yeah, I think well, trading is a high risk game, right? So the odds are stacked against retail traders like us, generally speaking. So it makes sense to limit your exposure to the market. You want to be there for the high volatility moves, which is usually session open and an hour or max 2 hours after that.
Right.
The personally, the more time you spend in the market, the more exposure you have to the market, which increases your chances of losing. So you wanna just pick just pick out your high volatility spot time zones and try to limit your trading to that. So that's what I've done for myself.
Good. Yeah.
So
Personally, I
for
feel
just for forex, it's 5 to 6:30, and for NAS, it's 6:30 to 8 for me.
so 9:30 to 11
Yeah,
Eastern.
yeah,
Yeah. Yep. Good. Perfect. That's what I like. Because a lot of people they just Cats over here. They trade the entire session and they asked why they're losing. They were staring at the charts for hours upon hours at a time. And it's like, bro, you're gonna end up forcing something where the less that you're on the market, the less chance you have the market actually winning over you. It's like the casino, right? I mean, I guess you can kind of say trading is kind of like a casino, except we have an upper hand. Um, the longer that you're in a casino, the more opportunity you have to actually lose and go away with nothing, right? You could be up 10x and you can keep gambling and you're going to lose, right? Same thing in the market. You can win and then you keep trading and you lose all that, give it back, and then blew your account. Where I feel like if you just look for 1 to 3 things, 1 to 3 entry models, or however many you have, because you do also trade a lot of pairs, you're going to limit your exposure to getting clapped because we're not supposed to win, right? We're not supposed to beat the market. We're supposed to be unprofitable, but we have reasons as to why we are. And I feel like the main thing is making sure you have a correct time throughout your session you want to trade in. I feel like journaling, understanding your trades, like you said, you posting your trades in the Discord, seeing, okay, when did I take that? When did this actually form? And what more so model it is, what's winning more, what's losing more. It all ties together into building your confidence as a trader.
Yeah, 100%. 100, yeah, 100%. That's perfectly said.
So day trading, it could be very stressful, right? So how do you avoid burning out? Do you ever have that moment where you're like, "Oh, I gotta take a break?"
Uh, I no, I haven't had that. Honestly, it's like the dopamine you get from hitting TP, it's unreal. Like I'm like addicted to that. But there's a big trading can be like gambling in that sense. So, you know, I personally I enjoy trading, but only when I'm winning, obviously. But that's the thing. You gotta just limit your loss days, limit your risk to the market, and you can continue on getting those dopamine hits. That's all.
So
Yeah, I don't. I've never had a week where I was like, fuck trading, I'm gonna get off. I don't want these charts anymore. I've never had that week personally.
you have a passion. You gotta develop a passion, right? If you're doing something you don't enjoy it, why are you doing it? Like your 9 to 5. If you enjoy what you do, that's why you're still doing it, and you're building up that buffer in real life, in your bank account, in your system, and your consistency to finally be able to leave that sometime soon. But you enjoy it, right? So that's why you keep on doing it. If you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't still be doing it. So a lot of people they they can never find the passion in trading. Some people don't show up every single day, and that's what separates profitable traders from unprofitable. Some people are gonna be like, ah, I don't feel like trading today. I'm just gonna whatever. Like, no, bro, you have to show up every single day unless you hit a goal. Personally, if the only reason as to why you shouldn't be trading on a day is if you hit a certain goal that you wanted for the month or the week, being disciplined, or it's the holiday season like we did, right? Took a break and end of December, because we know price action is terrible. I finished this month Wednesday because I hit my goal for the month. So I feel like, do you feel like setting goals for yourself as a trader helps you? Do you set goals?
I don't really have specific like profit targets to hit per week. I for me, I'm more focused on just limiting my losing days because I know my winning days on average will cover my losing days. So
Right.
like I think like you said, the biggest thing in this game is risk management. You do not want to blow your capital over the span of one bad trading week. So the biggest thing for me is to manage my risk. As long as I'm within my 2% daily loss limits, I know my winning days will cover my losing days.
Right.
So that's kind of how I go about it. I don't have a set profit target yet.
So say you're in like 7% drawdown, right? Would you lower your risk even more within every trade, or will you just stick to what you're doing?
I mean, there's a politically correct answer, but I'll answer honestly. I'm putting 3% on the next trade and hoping it hits.
I like that. I
So,
like that.
you know, okay, like if it was your personal account, yeah, obviously, you don't want to miss 3%, but if you're in a prop firm, if you're trading for a prop firm, um, the odds of getting out of 7% drawdown are tiny as it stands. So what I would do and what I have done is when an A plus setup shows up, just put down your remaining drawdown 2% and
Crazy.
and pray.
You're a crazy man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
not your
mean,
own. It's not well like it's not for me. I have a good paying job, so I don't really I'm not really bothered if I lose a challenge.
right. So, not speaking upon you, do you feel like if someone that's not in your position outside of trading, do you feel like they should scale down if they're that deep in a drawdown, or what would you recommend to them? Or just say fuck it?
Okay, so so if you haven't been passing challenges consistently, you should definitely scale down and take it and try to get out of that drawdown. Because you should treat it like a test, you know, if you haven't been passing challenges. But I have been, but I do pass challenges at a pretty good success rate. Like I do fail them here and there, but I mostly pass them. So that's why that answer I said, re- just use the rest of your drawdown. It's specifically for me, but if you haven't passed a challenge or you've just been struggling, you should not do that because that's the gambling.
Say it comes with experience. Would you say that comes with your experience within the market?
It's yeah, a little bit of that, but it also comes down to being able to accept the consequences.
Right.
Like new traders, like I used to be there, and like blowing challenges is a terrible feeling. So you don't want to accelerate that feeling.
Yeah. Shit sucks. Shit definitely sucks. We want to stay away from that, everybody. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Continuing with psychology, Shutter up. How much does your life outside of trading affect your trading? Wait, let's redo that. How much does your life outside of trading affect your trading psychology? Like, say you have something going on in your outside life. Say, I don't know, you hear bad news or just negativity is in your life. Does that reflect on your trading, or you just don't trade at all? If you've been through that.
Uh, I I personally have never been through that, so I can't really say. I guess a word like I mean I've had stressful work days and gotten back on the charts the next morning, but yeah, I haven't had anything really personal hit me or affect my schedule.
So, Rob, to add on to that, um, it affects you a lot, bro. Like outside vices or outside events that are happening in your life, they can definitely tie into your trading, right? Say someone dies in your family, or you get fired from your job, or just something very bad happens. You're going to take that out on the market and you're going to not perform well because you're not in the right mindset. Mindset outside of trading will affect your mindset within trading. You're going to rush things. I had a student text me last night and they were like, I had bad news within my family, and ever since then, I've been just inconsistent. And it's because you are going through a stressful moment outside of trading. So what's that going to happen? What's going to happen? It's going to be a domino effect. It's effect and what's effect? It's shit. I don't even know the saying. Cause and effect, right? You have some bad shit going on in your life. You're going to more so have that taken account for within your trading. So if you're going through shit outside of trading, if something bad happens, if you get fired, don't trade because you're going to want to force something out of the market that isn't even there. We're very emotional as humans and cause and effect.
Yeah, I'm pretty blessed not to have that happen to me so far, but I can totally see that being true, Like the the single biggest thing that separates profitable traders from unprofitable traders is emotions, you know? That's so I can totally see that being a big thing.
Good. So how do you continue to improve and refine your trading? Do you just keep doing the same thing every single day?
Pretty much yeah, like the whole saying goes, don't fix what's not broken. Um but I mean I do watch I do try to watch you know, new knowledge videos, see where I can refine on the trading models that I have in place. But yeah, I mean if it's working for you, don't change it.
Have you had any books you read or listened to that helped you? Like, if you've read any trading books, what's one book you would recommend to anybody watching this?
I'll be honest, I haven't read any trading books. I do have a few that you put up in the chat, and I've been meaning to buy those actually. But yeah, I haven't read any trading books.
Go on YouTube, bro. YouTube's free. Listen to it. We don't get here just because magic. Like people turn profitable, Vic turned profitable, I turned profitable because we figured out what worked best for us. And it's as simple as that. Like you said, 4, 5, 6 R. We all have tried doing that consistently every single day. Is it possible? I mean, sure, but you take way more losses. Even my win rate used to be like a 40, 45%, bro. And now it's like a 70, 80% because we focus more so on lower RR. You know, not low, but 2, 3, 4 R consistently, that will build up instead of just focusing on these crazy ass home runs. Like you said, base hits compound your profits. They turn you into who you are.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. One to two, one to three. That's my sweet spot.
And that's from the data, bro. You figured out your sweet spot. You stick to it. If it works, why change it?
Yep. Yeah.
So, what are your, I know you say you didn't really have any profit goals. Do you have any long-term goals within trading? You know, within the next, where do you see yourself in a year? Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, long-term goals, it's just to I want I want to get to max funding on Top Step for one. And I recently started this a few other challenges. So, you know, that's the best part about trading. It's a you can make you don't have to risk more. Just you just have to stick to your risk rules. But the great part is you can stack capital on top of capital. So there's no limits really.
Right.
And yeah, that's my goal for the upcoming. I don't know about quitting my job. I kind of like engineering, so we'll see how that. I'll
So
probably
say
be
you're making
sticking
like
with it.
100K a month, bro. Would you still stay in your job? You like it that much?
Uh, maybe not, but I mean, I have to get there first.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, do you feel like people more so fail as a trader because they don't have enough capital? They're trying to, more so make the most out of their capital when instead they could just get more capital and go for less.
Uh, you know that used to be a valid point back in, you know, 2014 when prop firms didn't exist, but you have a lot of high quality prop firms or the challenges are relatively cheap. The only thing that's holding people back, you know, from making money is outside pressure, whether it's financial pressure or emotional, that kind of thing. But you know, when you can pick up a top step 50K for $50 a month, there's really no barrier to entry for anyone.
Do you like trading news? Do you like trading news or you just like trading tentacles?
I stick to I stick to not trading news now because I've been ruined a few times in the past. So Yeah, I try to avoid news trading,
Okay.
but sometimes there are new setups that are really beautiful. You just have to
Yeah,
take them.
love news. Um, what's one thing you wish you knew when you started trading?
Uh, One thing I knew when I started trading, I think, everybody in this group, you guys are lucky that you found a good mentor right away in your trading journey. But the biggest thing that can accelerate your trading journey is just finding a good mentor that has a strategy that's compatible for you.
Yeah, it's like steroids, right? You find a mentor, you go with it, and it helps you more. I see Geo up there smiling, right? So whereas if you're in the gym and you take steroids, you're going to get to where you want to be quicker, right? Same thing in trading. If you find a mentor, you're going to get to where you want to be quicker. I know it's a very
Yeah, yeah,
crazy
exactly.
resemblance, but I mean it's true.
Pretty much. I mean, you can figure it out for yourself by yourself for sure, but you're gonna be taking 3x the time.
Yeah. So more so to wrap it up, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Um, if you can go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, or some advice to traders that are still failing, or they just don't know what to focus on, what advice would you give them?
Honestly, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't even trade. I would just buy Bitcoin,
Wouldn't we
yeah, I
all?
mean, but for me, like I was really I was really not focused on risk management at the start. Um, I would over risk. I would have because prop firms give you 5% daily loss, right? I had so many days where I was hitting 4.5% in daily losses. So risk management, that's the key. I would if I could go back, that's the main thing I would take with me. Keep your daily losses to whatever works for you. For me, it's 2%. Anything over that, it tends to affect my mood. So 2% is a sweet spot for me.
Good. That's
And
good. Keep your
take
emotions in
rep-
line.
and take setups that repeat. Okay, you have your confluences, use them.
Data. We're gonna keep saying it. Some of you guys don't understand that. You see something happen. It's not more like a pattern. It's just more so reps and repeating the same thing, being a robot. A lot of people don't take that into consideration. They more so have it go over their head. Like, bro, if you do the same thing every day, if you're say you're practicing a shot trying to get to the NBA, bro, these people aren't in the NBA just because they're blessed from the second they were born. Like, bro, they practice that every single day, multiple times per day, thousands of times per day for years and years and years. That's how you build the confidence, that's how you build experience. Some people want to rush it. What are the main mistakes and common mistakes that you see within new traders or just dumb traders that haven't made any money?
Uh, number number one, risk management. Number two, number two, I s- I see a lot of people not having a good understanding of where liquidity pools are resting in the market. So, people would hop in trades where there's a liquidity pool like directly below them, right? And by liquidity pool, I mean equal lows, like trendline liquidity,
Yeah.
um, that sort of thing. Like if you hop into a trade where there's a liquidity pool directly under you, your stop loss is gonna get hit. And I do see that a lot in this group. But Angela's always correcting you guys if you post up charts, so hopefully you're learning from it.
Right. So from a technical standpoint, what do you think is the most important? Do you think it's liquidity and structure, or do you think it's something else?
s- liquidity and structure for supply and demand. That's the two main things. The Yeah, higher time frame is it's really powerful. Um, like for example, if you're trading gold or currencies, you could often get into a 4 hour zone and it'll give you a 1 to 2 if you have the trend right.
Right.
And it's like such a low stress way of swing trading too.
Yeah.
4 hour zones in Forex gold. Yeah, don't be hesitant to hop in on them aggressively, especially at the start of London session. That's when the trend starts.
Okay. Do you see, do you perform better with internal or external structure?
Uh, well, I mean external structure for sure, but like for example, there's some entry models you have like when it's external structure is not so important for models that are purely relying on liquidity pools. But if you're generally speaking, you want external break of structure or targeting external.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people get trapped on the internal and they're like, oh, I'm doing everything correctly. Why am I still failing? It's because you're trading internal structure, focus on external bias and structure.
Yeah, the key is liquidity sweep, break of structure, internal retracement. You wanted to grab some sort of internal liquidity and then go for the highs.
Good.
That's a key.
Yep. That's it. That's it. So does anybody, what does that mean? External, internal. Internal is everything within the external points. External is just the protected highs and lows. Internal is just everything within. There's not really much more to add on to that one.
1 million in funding by the end of the year. That's the goal. That's the goal.
1 million, 1% a month,
Yeah, you'll be
10K.
chilling with that.
Yeah, million. And it's very easy, bro. Like you get 750 with Top Step. Um,
Yeah.
and if you hit their payout limit per month, not even per payout, or I think it's per payout, 5K. So I mean, 5K per account, you get 5 accounts, you're in 25, bro. I think most people, anybody should be able to live on 25K a month. If you can't, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you spending your money on? Do you recommend trading prop firms like a live account and get the discipline, or just getting straight to payouts, securing the minimum days to get more accounts?
Uh, right now I'm not trading any personal accounts. Um, just because for currencies, I don't trust any external brokers, so I'm not gonna put my money in any broker to trade EU, GU, or any currency. So that's why I use prop firms for that. But if you're trading futures in USA or wherever, yeah, personal is really good for that.
I think he more so meant like, say you hit 3%, right? Would you take out the 3% once you hit all the requirements for that payout, or would you continue to stack your profits and build a bigger buffer?
Oh, I try to get to about like I don't try to get to 10%, 15% per payout cycle. Once I hit 5%, I just kind of chill out at that area. Um, Also, the the reality is prop firms are they if you have a high dollar amount, they'll scrutinize your trading really
Yeah,
heavily, eh,
yeah,
for obvious reasons. So you don't want to try and stack like 15, 20% on a prop firm payout. Just take 3 to 5% and be happy with it per payout cycle.
5. It's good. Sweet spot. Um, Vig, he journals within he has a personal Discord group. So he just posts all of his charts in a Discord group with himself to review them. TradeZella is very good. Notion is very good. Spreadsheets very good. Any way you journal, do it. You guys should be journaling, looking over all your trades, building your data. Without data, without knowing your strategy, how are you going to be profitable? That's really it. Wrap it up, go eat some food, go enjoy some food after your successful month. So with that being said, if you are struggling on getting funded and reaching that consistent payout stage, make sure to click the button below, fill out the form, and book a call with me.